My name is Zach, it's 2025, and I'm in love with my air fryer. And I have been for a very, very long time. We're happily married, and it makes me food all the time, and it makes losing body fat super easy. And I wanna share with you my secrets to eating delicious food and losing body fat. And I'm gonna show you 8 of my favorite recipes to put dieting on easy mode. And before we begin, I mean, I know you can see the biceps right here, but like, let me just show a little, I mean, this is good for the algorithm if you're new around here. I mean, these recipes hit different when you know the guy who's making them is kinda in shape and they actually work. So the first recipe is going to be chicken tenders and fries, a whole massive plate of food for only 500 calories. Let's get into it.
This chicken tenders and fries meal is so clutch. I eat this all the time. It is so much food for only 518 calories, 71 grams of protein. So first we're gonna make the easiest low calorie french fries you've ever made. I use this tool I found on Amazon, but you just need to slice these into even sized fries. And you're just gonna add them to the air fryer raw dog. Trust me. Now season your chicken tenders. I use the blackened seasoning. Add to a pan preheated on a 7 out of 10 heat. You're gonna cook on that side till blackened on the bottom, flip, and then you're gonna do the cheat code, add a splash of chicken broth to the pan, add a cover on top. Now use your meat thermometer, make sure these are 165 degrees Fahrenheit, literal perfection. And now once your fries are done, you're gonna add them to the bowl and you're gonna spray with nonstick cooking spray, your sea salt, garlic powder, toss. Now it's time to build a meal. Add your fries, your chicken tenders, your dipping station. Enjoy, my friends.
This whole plate is only 500 calories. This is one of my favorite fat loss meals. So you might have noticed that recipe went by super fast. It's by design. I value you guys' time. So I'm gonna show a recipe in 45 seconds or less, just so you can get the framework, watch it. And then I'm gonna give you pro tips afterwards to make sure you don't fuck it up. Like, you can absolutely nail the recipe. And I made you this. Every single pro tip and more are in this book. It's completely free. First link in the description below. It has all the recipes in here. And then also it has all the pro tips. And I'm gonna share a few after each recipe, but there are 66 pro tips across 8 recipes. So yeah, this is pretty valuable. So first link in the description below. So with the chicken tenders and fries, you might be thinking with the fries specifically, Zach, why is it just like such a simple recipe? Well, I am allergic to unnecessary complexity. And with a lot of fry recipes online, there's just steps that are not necessary. Like, I want fries in 20 minutes. And so what I've done is I started like you, where it was like, oh, I have to do all these steps to make fries. And then I just started taking away each step. And then I just got to this bare bones recipe where I'm like, this is damn good. And I don't have to do all the other bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to soak the potatoes for 30 minutes and then parboil them, then have to dry them super dry so then they can actually crisp up. And next thing you know, it's been 30 to 45 minutes before I've even put the fries in the air fryer. It's like, come on now. And that leads to another pro tip. Like, whenever I cook the fries, what I found was when you put your oils, you need to be strategic because we only have so much fat to play with if we want these to be macro friendly. So I'd rather use my oil after cooking them. And what I found with the fries is they soak up oil like a sponge after they're cooked. So by adding the oil afterwards and then adding the seasonings, they all sticks better. The fries soak up the oil and then the seasonings stick better and you just have a better overall end product without all these unnecessary steps. And then with the chicken tenders, why didn't I cook them in the air fryer as well? Well, most of us only have one air fryer, so we want everything to come out nice and warm at the same time. So I have my air fryer cooking the fries and then I have my pan with the chicken tenders, but you can also make the chicken tenders in the air fryer if you're not making fries. 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 9 minutes, perfection every time. That was a lot of talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this little pro tip section. Let's get into the next recipe, buffalo chicken chalupas.
These buffalo chicken chalupas are an absolute flavor bomb, only 247 calories, 35 grams of protein. So first you're gonna take your chicken breast, you're gonna pat it dry, then you're gonna flatten it. Season both sides with 1/3 packet of a ranch dip seasoning. The air fryer on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 9 to 10 minutes. Now let's make that buffalo chicken sauce. You're gonna add all your ingredients into your blender and you're gonna blend till smooth. Now add your diced chicken to a bowl. Add your buffalo chicken sauce. You're gonna mix that all together. These Joseph pitas are goated for the macros. You're gonna build your chalupa with your cheeses, then the buffalo chicken, more cheeses, then fold tightly. You spray both sides with avocado oil, add to your air fryer. You're gonna air fry on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 4 minutes. Should look insane when done. Add your lettuce and tomato and then enjoy, my friends.
Oh my gosh. This whole plate's less than 500 calories. Buffalo chicken chalupa. Oh, unreal. The buffalo chicken chalupas, I got all these pro tips inside the book, but a few that come to mind that are very, very important is number 1, don't knock the Greek yogurt cottage cheese base for these sauces. This buffalo chicken sauce is going to be a game changer for you. It's super high protein, the creaminess of blending it all together. You will not taste the cottage cheese, I promise. Trust me, I am the biggest cottage cheese hater and I thought it was repulsive for the longest time, but actually blending it makes it very good and you don't even notice. Number 2, your pita matters. Pitas can be 120 to 160 calories. I like to use the Joseph's ones, only 60 calories a piece. And so that's gonna save a bunch of calories and keep these low calorie. And then whenever you're adding these to the air fryer, make sure you put something on top like a ramekin or something to make sure they stay shut. So then they seal. That's like a pro tip for anything you put in there that's kind of like a wrap or maybe a crunch wrap burrito. You wanna put something on top to make sure it seals, and also whenever it cooks, it doesn't expand. It like keeps it nice and tight, because you don't want it to expand and the ingredients to actually shrink, and then the wrap expands and then you have a lot of gaps in the actual wrap. So let's get into the next recipe. I'm gonna show you how to make spicy chicken nuggets.
These spicy chicken nuggets are only 32 calories, 6 grams of protein, incredibly easy to make in meal prep. Let's get into it. So first you're gonna season your ground chicken and then add a little bit of yellow mustard, mix that all together. Trust me, you won't taste the yellow mustard. Now you're gonna lightly wet your hands and form these into chicken nuggets. You're gonna repeat this for all 18 chicken nuggets. Now for the outside coating, you're gonna take 3 slices of low calorie bread, paprika, chili powder, and cayenne, and then you're gonna blend that up. Add that to a shallow bowl. Now you're gonna coat each chicken nugget in that mixture. Toss side to side to get rid of any of the excess. It will burn. Then once all are coated, you're gonna add these to your air fryer, spray with nonstick cooking spray, air fry these on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes, and then it's time to enjoy, my friends.
These spicy chicken nuggets. Ooh, 32 calories. Spicy chicken nuggets. So here's the big thing you need to know with this one. Be careful of which ground chicken you choose. A lot of times ground chicken is from chicken thighs, and so you're gonna get a macronutrient profile that's similar to like a 93.7 ground beef, which is like 8 grams of fat, 21 grams of protein. Make sure to look on the back and make sure that it is actual chicken breast ground chicken, and that'll have like 2 to 3 grams of fat and about 24 grams of protein. That's gonna completely transform the macronutrient profile of these chicken nuggets. And then number 2, you will not taste the yellow mustard. I promise. It keeps these nice and moist, but then also acts as a binder whenever you're cooking these, so then they stay together and you don't need to add any extra higher calorie ingredients to bind everything together. And then also don't knock the left hand, right hand technique. That's gonna help your hands from becoming a clumpy mess. So one needs to be dry, one needs to be wet, so then your hands don't become a clumpy mess. And then number 4, you can use different breading options. This low calorie bread option isn't gonna give you the crispiest outside coating. So if you want crispy, you can go panko or cornflakes, and just make sure you shake off the excess so it doesn't burn. Let's get into the next recipe. I'm about to show you how to make some pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls growing up were the definition of a toxic relationship. You'd make them when you were starving. You wouldn't let them cool. You'd destroy the inside of your mouth, but you kept coming back and eating them more. I wanted to bring them back, so today I'm showing you how to make them, but better. Only 55 calories and 3 times the size. So first you're gonna take your whole bag of pepperoni, slice into 4s, and you're gonna add to your bowl with your parts skin mozzarella, oregano, and basil mix. Now you're gonna take your flatbread of choice. You're gonna fold it, then unfold it, and then you're gonna cut it into 4s. Then add your filling and watch how I fold this. Once you've done all 12, you're gonna use a ramekin just to smash these shut. Add these to the air fryer, spray with nonstick cooking spray, sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder on top. Air fry these on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 to 4 minutes till golden, and then it's time to enjoy, my friends.
I miss pizza rolls, so I had to make them myself, but only 55 calories. Pizza rolls, dip. Big thing here is you want your filling to be cold. You can use this as a template to make any type of rolls you want. But if the ingredients that are being put in there are warm, it's gonna make the lavish, whatever you wanna call it, get a little soggy, and then it has a high chances of ripping. I would say that's the biggest thing here, and also just using a lavish bread or low calorie flatbread is a cheat code here. Low calorie pizza rolls for the win, all these pro tips right here. Let's go to the next recipe. We're going to make some Hot Pockets. We're going with the deli fresh version. Let's get into it.
These Hot Pockets are super easy to make, only 303 calories, 35 grams of protein, and this homemade chipotle honey mustard dipping station takes it to the next level. So first you're gonna start by rolling out flat your bread of choice. I use some Nature's Own butter bread. Now you're gonna brush your bottom slice edges with egg whites. Now add your cheese, your oven roasted turkey, roasted red peppers, pickled red onions, your mashed avocado. Now brush bottom of the top slice with egg whites. Add that top slice and press down to help seal the Hot Pocket. Brush the top with more egg whites. Now carefully crimp the edges shut. It's okay if it rips a little bit, not a big deal. Now slice off the extra. You'll see here, this one has a rip, doesn't matter at all. Air fry these on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 to 5 minutes. Enjoy, my friends.
Guys, look at these Hot Pockets. Oh, wow, that's good. Yeah, I talked about this in the voiceover for this recipe, but like the egg white wash is the most important part of this recipe. I want to say you could just tsunami the bread with egg whites and it will not mess up the recipe. It's like literally the case. You need to kind of go over the top with the egg whites because it's gonna help seal this thing together. The bread just kind of soaks it up as a sponge. And then when you air fry it, it's funny how, I mean, it's not funny, it's actually food science, but it actually crisps up the Hot Pocket as well. And then number 2, if you happen to have a little bit of a rip here and there, it's okay. Unless your filling is like something that's like kind of wet. But for this one, if it has a little rip here and there, you'll see it did have a rip. It doesn't change anything. It still comes out amazing. And then number 3, which bread you choose is kind of important. If you go with too low calorie of a bread, it's gonna be hard to kind of get this thing to seal. I like to go with the Nature's Own butter bread just because it's a nice hybrid bread. It's 70 calories per slice. It is easy to work with and it also soaks up the egg whites really well. Remember all the pro tips, first link in the description below. Let's get into the next recipe. This one's gonna be the first sweet one of this recipe video. We're gonna be making crispy low calorie apple turnovers.
Growing up, I loved apple turnovers. Today, I'm bringing you these low calorie crispy apple turnovers, only 86 calories per. They're insane. So first, you're gonna take 1 can of no sugar added apple pie filling. You can find this at most grocery stores. You're gonna add that to a bowl and you're gonna mix some ground cinnamon in there. Don't be shy. Now you're gonna use a knife and cut them into small pieces. Now you're gonna make your glue to hold these pockets together. This is all-purpose flour and water. Now you're gonna slice your low-carb tortilla in half. Now watch carefully how I make this cone, and then voila, you got a cone. Now add your apple pie filling, more glue on the top, press shut. Now you're gonna crimp shut with a fork. Air fry these on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 to 5 minutes. You want them nice and golden. Now you're gonna add your cinnamon sugar on top. Protein icing recipes in the caption. Enjoy, my friends.
Dip-a-rooski. Game time. Low calorie apple turnovers. I can double dip because it's my dipping station. Literally ridiculous. No sugar added apple pie filling is a game changer. I find it at Walmart, H-E-B has it. A lot of common grocery stores have their own version of this, and it's usually no sugar added apple pie filling and cherry pie filling. The macros are immaculate. I'll link to a recipe on my Instagram page I posted recently. I show you how to make your own low calorie pie filling for different variations of this. I made a blueberry version. And then a lot of questions I get is like, what's up with this glue that you use? It's just water and flour mixed together into like a paste-like consistency. I just add that in certain spots and it glues it together, and then whenever you cook it, it actually seals it. You're using such a tiny amount. But yeah, that's when I use the word glue. A lot of people lose their mind. Oh my God, it's like you're using glue in this recipe. It's like, nah, dude, this is flour and water, man. So next up we have cheesy garlic breadsticks. It's gonna transform how you make breadsticks, pizza, etc. Let's get into it.
These air fryer cheesy garlic breadsticks are only 397 calories, 36 grams of protein. So good, and only takes a few ingredients to make. So you're gonna add your dry ingredients into your bowl and you're gonna mix to avoid clumping. Then you're gonna add your wet ingredients in there and you're gonna mix so you get a thick paste-like consistency. Now you need to figure out how big your air fryer is so you know how big of a sheet of parchment paper to cut out. Then add your wet dough to your parchment paper and form into a rectangle. Carefully add back to the air fryer and air fry on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. Flip, then air fry for another 3 minutes. Now you're gonna add your mozzarella, parmesan, garlic powder, oregano, and basil. Air fry for another 3 minutes, then slice up, and then it's time to enjoy, my friends. All 12 of these, less than 400 calories. Made in your air fryer. Oh, so good.
So with this recipe, it might seem a little weird using a wet dough. Trust me and trust the process. This is the way. It saves you so much headache of having to throw flour all over your kitchen, make a mess, have to wait for it to rise, then have to punch the air out of it, add extra oil, and then have to let it rise again. And the next thing you know, it's been 3 days and you haven't even had pizza. You're gonna notice a theme with a lot of things I do. I wanna take out the unnecessary complexity component, where it's like, I'm okay with like a 1 to 2% worse recipe. I'm okay with being 98% and it takes me only 20 minutes, and then also the macros are immaculate. So that's what we're trying to do here, is this pros and cons, baby, pros and cons. So a few things. Why I use self-rising flours, it just makes my life easier, takes away a couple extra ingredients. Another thing, just make sure you use parchment paper. Don't use wax paper, don't use aluminum foil. Parchment paper, that's what you're gonna be spreading this on so it doesn't stick. Last but not least, I'm gonna show you how to turn these cheesy garlic breadsticks into a delicious pizza. That is only 405 calories with 35 grams of protein. Let's get into it.
Sometimes I don't feel like preheating the oven and I want a pizza. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a personal pan pizza in your air fryer. Only 405 calories, 35 grams of protein. So first you're gonna add all your dry ingredients into your bowl and you're gonna mix to avoid clumping. Then add your wet ingredients in there and mix till you get a thick paste-like consistency. Now measure out your air fryer to see how big of a piece of parchment paper can fit in there. Add your dough to that piece of parchment paper. Use your spoon to shape into a pizza crust. Carefully add to your air fryer and then air fry on 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. Then flip the crust and add back to the air fryer for another 3 minutes. Now for the toppings, spread the crust with some nonstick cooking spray. Add a little bit of garlic powder on that crust. Air fry for another 3 minutes, then slice up, and then it's time to enjoy, my friends.
I just made this whole pizza in my air fryer. This whole thing's 400 calories. Wow. And that's gonna wrap up today's video. Remember, first link in the description below. This book is 100% free. Check it out. Literally takes 12 seconds to get. All the pro tips, 65 of them. I didn't have time to cover all of them in this video. It would be over an hour long if I covered all of them, but they're all in this book. 100% free, first link in the description below. And then also, I want the comment section to be a valuable place for this video. So I want you to let me know if you're an air fryer connoisseur. What are your favorite ways of using your air fryer? I want people to look in the comments and be like, oh shit, that was kind of dope. And also, if you see somebody else's comment and it's actually a dope comment, like it also, to where then we can have this hierarchy of like, oh wow, like that's valuable, and then I might learn a few things. Yeah, let me know which of these recipes you're actually going to make as well. Oh, and if you're new to the air fryer game, I covered all my favorite pro tips for using the air fryer. Make sure to go check out this video. Yeah, I cover everything in there, from my favorite air fryer to why other air fryers suck and all kinds of cool stuff. I love you guys, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Crispy, crunchy, macro friendly. Fire. Love you guys. Peace.